Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Free Game Friday, episode 5. We're going to be talking about Lords of the Fallen, hack and slash game, similar to God of War. This is being uploaded and recorded well after September, so my bad on this one, guys. You can't get it for free anymore on the PlayStation Store, but it is worth buying. You can get it at GameStop for 15 to 20 bucks. To jump straight into the game, we're going to be talking about the magic type selections, which is one of the first things you do. Brawling, you're going to get individual specific things to a brawler type mindset. Deception, same thing. You're going to get similar setups for similar moves that someone would do if they were performing deception. And solace. Now, I decided to go with Harken and Rogue, which is like an assassin kind of play style with the deception magic. Don't actually get to use the magic that much, but I think you have to earn it later in the game, which I didn't play too much into this game. I just wanted to give you guys a nice little brief look into what Lords of the Fallen is, what it is about, and how it plays. Again, like I said, I would say it's worth it. 15, 20 bucks at GameStop gets you a good number of hours that can be slightly frustrating, but also pretty rewarding in the end. It was a pretty good game, pretty fun game. Right here off the bat, it kind of gives you all of the different instructions and ways to play, and blocking and dodging and certain attacks and when to time those attacks and heavy moves. I think they call them strikes right there. It's like I said, it's a really good game, really fun game. It's all about risk and reward. Is one of the aspects that I'll actually talk about later on in this video. Another thing to this game is the speech. You can choose what you're going to say to people. You can select from different options, which is really neat. I've always liked that in games. One of the downsides to this game, however, is the lip syncing to characters when they're speaking to one another, when they're speaking at all. It's dismal, to say the least. It's barely there at all. Not to sound too negative on that, it's not that bad of an aspect. It's just, it throws you off a little bit because it was noticeable for me. It may be noticeable for you. It may not be. I don't know. It all depends on how you think about it. I thought it was a little too distracting, a little too unnecessary. They could have tried a little bit harder, but it is cool that you can choose what you're going to say to someone and them give a response back. I don't think it alters the game at all because, as far as I can tell, you get pretty similar responses, or as far as I could tell in my experience from playing this game, you get pretty similar responses until you hit that one key thing that you're quote-unquote supposed to say to them to get them to respond with a quest or another option to do something for them or with them. And right there, Caslow, like I said, you choose the one that he gives you, you find a key, you use the key, and you find the first warden, which is your first boss, the first guy you're going to try to take down. And bosses, similar to every boss in every game, really have these notches, and each notch you get down to, as you whoop up on him, as you slowly defeat him, you get past that one notch, he's gonna get a little bit harder, and a little bit harder, and even harder after that. And you're gonna die a lot to everything in this game, specifically bosses though. It's gonna be terrible. Your death toll will be ridiculous. It's gonna be up there. And right here, I'm actually gonna show you just how much. But that's okay, because when you do finally master and memorize, as I said before, these enemy characters' moves, you can pull off some pretty awesome dodges, some pretty incredible blocks, defends, whatever you want to call them. And you get to see these really cool moves that the enemies do at the end of like their last life, their last bit of life, where they give it all and they really try to kill you. But yeah, you end up performing some pretty neat tricks to finally finish them off, and it's pretty rewarding when you do finally end that last boss. Finally, after dying 15, 20, 25 times, because you've just tried so hard for it. You've worked for so long, and then he finally falls, and you get this really cool image of him falling to the ground and dying, and his soul or his inner force, whatever you want to call it, comes out and goes into your character, making him stronger. And I'm pretty sure it actually unlocks an ability, one of the abilities you saw before, so like from Brawler, Deception, or whatever the other one was, the Mage. And when you unlock those, you get more powers. You get this nice sweet little emblem, the enemy's name under it, that just signifies like, yeah, you conquered him, congratulations, good job, way to go. And usually they'll drop a signature item. His was the great sword Persistence, just a named sword. And when you do defeat the bosses, you'll unlock these checkpoints, and at these checkpoints you can store XP. And if you store the XP, you can build up to attribute points or spell points and spend those accordingly. If you choose not to spend them, you can store them and take advantage of the risk reward system, where the more XP you have, the better items enemies will drop. But if you die while you have all that XP, you're going to lose it all. So like right here, if I'm fighting these enemies and I have 3,000 XP stored up, that XP alters the game and the game's loot mechanic to where these 3 common enemies have a pretty good chance of dropping some pretty epic stuff. However, their difficulty in defeating them goes up with the chance of them dropping something worthwhile and good. So it depends on how you want to play it. If you want attribute points, if you want spell points, just go ahead and store the XP, don't bother. If you want to see what awesome items you can get, then risk it all, go for it. If you do die, it's all good. As you could see before, you're going to do that a lot. So they kind of put in a little bit of a safeguard. You can go back and grab the XP that you dropped when you died. It looks like a little white soul. You just walk up to it, hold triangle, grab it, and you're good to go. It's really not that hard to recover from. And if you aren't worried about items, you will find them in chests and stuff. And sometimes the game just gives you them, like this little blue glove thing. Probably reminds a lot of people of God of War again, if you've played that. And while you will die a lot in this game, just try not to get frustrated like I do right here at the end. I end up just closing the application, I decide I'm done, and that's it. But that's going to be it for Free Game Friday, Episode 5, everyone. If you enjoyed, like and subscribe. If you want more of these, please support the video. That lets me know that you guys are enjoying these, that you want to see more of them. If not, dislike it. Let me know in the comments how we can throw this to the side and work on some other stuff. And I'm actually in the middle of downloading the Modern Warfare Remastered campaign. Cannot wait to play it. That's going to be going up on the channel as well. Going to be playing probably some Skyrim Remastered, all kinds of stuff coming up, guys. If you're looking forward to it, stick around. Get ready to enjoy some awesome content and some great community. And as usual, stay frosty and stay humble.